Yep. Yes, hi. Good evening. Yep. Good evening to all. So my name is Prakash. So I am the math tutor for this webinar. Okay. Yeah. Just a moment. We'll start the webinar in a moment. Okay. Yep. We know today's topic, right? That's the Yeah. I hope guys can hear me. Joseph, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can I hear you guys? Okay, sorry. Thank you, Arfan. Okay, so let me share this. Okay, so I hope you guys can see the screen. I hope not just. So this is the topic we will do. Good evening, Joseph. Yeah. So this is the topic we are going to discuss, the basics of statistics. Okay. So we'll discuss the basics. Maybe we'll start the probability if we get a time. But we'll start from the basics such as graphs, data, the mean, median, and all these things. Okay. So first thing, what is statistics? So what do you mean by a statistics? Statistics is a collection of data, rather collecting a data and representing the data. So is mostly surrounded with, I mean, the data is surrounded with statistics, basically speaking. So have a look at the definition. So which has the different types of graphs, different types of charts, and the analysis. Yeah, that's what. Okay, so in different formulas will be used. Okay, the frequency tables will be used. Okay. So this is the statistics, okay, which is surrounded with the data. So collecting the data, different types of graphs, different types of tables, you can call it. Okay. That's a very basic in statistics. So what is data? Data can be the number of marks you score, data, number of days in a week. So it can be can be presented in the form of numbers, represented in the form of what do you call diagram, table, figure in a sense, any kind of diagram. Okay, so the data is represented in different.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry guys, there was a disturbance. Sorry, Joseph. Yeah, I hope it won't happen again today. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I was discussing, I was explaining the data. So data can be anything. The data can be the numbers, the data can be the diagrams. So such as, okay, so collection of data, the first thing. So we represents the basic, the collection of data in two ways. One is the primary data and secondary data. So to explain a very simple way, what do you mean by a primary? So you might heard of primary, secondary. So primary contact, a secondary contact, which means the primary, which means from the original person, rather from the first person, you can call it as, okay. Secondary data is nothing but which is taken from uh, the third party, third person or a fourth person, okay, which is connected to the actual data, okay. So the primary data is the one which is taken from the original data or original person, or which is the fact data or 100% correct data, you can call it as, okay. So just have a look at the definitions and you will get the same idea, okay. So which is the first hand experience. The data is collected from any first hand experience, okay. So for example, uh, I am saying my name is Prakash, okay. So that's the primary data. So which is, it was saying, I said that I am the particular person, so I said that. So that's the primary. If other persons say his name is maybe Prakash, so then it becomes the secondary, okay. So that's the third person is saying, is saying that, okay. So that's the basic difference, I can say, the basic example, guys. Okay, the next one, the presentation. So how do we present the data, guys? So we have two basic things. One is the group data and the other one is the ungrouped data. Okay, so I hope you guys know that presenting a data, the only basic criteria is we have to get a meaning, right? We must get a meaning for that data. So whatever the data, if I say 5, what is that 5? The complete information is not given. So 5 o'clock or a 7 o'clock. So that means, so that data will becomes useful or a, yeah. So if without what do you call it, without representation, without presenting the data, so that data is not meaningful. For example, you say maybe something like 84. What do you mean by 84? So I got 84 marks in the previous exam, so that gives a meaningful for that data. I hope you guys understand that. Okay, and as I said, we can represent the data in a couple of ways. So grouped data and ungrouped data. So what do you mean by ungrouped data? Have a look at this. In ungrouped data, we have two things. One is called a raw data and the frequency distribution. Okay, I think you guys know what is raw data. I hope it's a straightforward, just representing whatever the data which we have. Okay, so just have a look at the definition. If there is no change in data, it is same as the one which we collected from the person, from the original person or original whatever. So that's the raw data. So you can see the example, the marks obtained by the 10 students in a subject. So which is represented like this, okay? So which is you collected from the teacher maybe, okay? So that's the raw data. And I hope you guys know, from this we can find the mean, median, range and mode as well. So I just give the hint here. The range is the difference between the highest and the lowest number of that particular data, that set of data, you can call it as. What is frequency distribution? Whenever we have a large number of items, large data, for example, thousands, in hundreds, the thousands, or 10,000s. So we need to represent that data in a simple way. So we're going to use the distribution, the frequency distribution. It looks like a table though. Going forward, we'll learn those things, okay? So these are the basic guys. The basics in a sense, the theory part of statistics. So then one is the group data. So the group data, as we know, so when we have a large content, large number of data, so how do you represent? Is it possible to write it up to 1,000 every time if we have a data as 1,000? So we will simplify that. I mean the total data into a simpler forts, and we'll do this frequency table using class and all. Okay, so I mean we'll discuss more about all these things, guys. Okay, for example, let's say maybe in a class, in a school, okay, in a school, in a sense, in a class ninth, whatever. For example, we have 1040 students who taken the test yesterday. So how much score they got? Okay, so that might be the question. Okay, so you can see that first we are separating the marks. Okay, how many persons or how many students score in between 20 to 30 marks out of 100? How many students score 30 to 40? Okay, this is nothing but a class. We are dividing the total marks into a different classes based on the student marks. Okay, so you might ask me, you can ask me why 10 to 20 is not included, or 80 to 100, 80 to 100 is not included, because there is no data below 20 or above 80. That's why it didn't mention. Okay, we just need to assume that way. Okay, so you can take, it's not about taking what 20, 30 or 30, 40, which is the difference is 10. We can take the difference as whichever, I mean, as per our wish, and which makes the question easier to understand for others as well. Okay, so here the data, I mean, the marks has taken as 20 to 30, 30 to 40. And the tally marks, you can see that this is, okay, I think one more student joined. Yeah. The tally marks, yeah, the tally marks in a sense. Okay, so this tally, okay, so let's not think about this marks. Okay, just think about the tally. The first one is a class which might be the marks. Okay, and the tally is in a sense how many students. Okay, so which comes, or which students scored in between 20 to 30 marks in that test. Okay, so how do we represent one with this one set with four what do you call it, vertical bars, and one is the, which, I mean, to represent easily. Okay, so this is totally four vertical and one, what do you call it, one crossed line, you can say that. So that is nothing but the total of 5. Okay, so this complete set is nothing but a total of 5. And then going, I mean, we are going to use 5 sets, which is 4 vertical bars and one crossed line, so which means the total of 5. So 5 and then 3, you can see that, I mean, it mentioned clearly. So on the frequency of students, how many students scored in between 20 to 35? How many students scored in between 30 to 40? So this is 5, the first one, and this is 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. I mean 8. Okay, so please unmute, guys. Yeah. Okay, so these are the basic things. Okay, and you can see the total. So the total is nothing but out of 100. I mean the total students, that is, sorry guys. So you can see that the total students, the 40 out of 40, you can see which, I mean, how many students comes under which category. So how many students scored in between 20 to 30 or 30 to 40 or 70 to, I mean, 70 to 80. Okay, so we use this frequency tables to represent the data, guys. Okay, so these are the Hello? Yeah. Guys, can you hear me? Okay. So how do we represent the data? Okay, so these are the different ways of representing. So we used to represent data using the graphs, using the charts and all. Okay, so we can represent data using bar graphs, histogram, and the line graphs, the frequency polygon, so which is the frequency tables looks like, and the pie charts, pictograms, and so on. We do have few more. If I need to add maybe a scatter graphs, okay, so and so on. We have, so we need to we generally we represent the data in a different graphical. I mean, using graphs or charts like this. Okay, let's try and learn each one separately, guys. So the first one is bar graphs. What do you mean by a bar graphs? Yeah. So there will be a table. I hope you guys know that the basic thing will be a table will be given, which means one will be in the x-axis and the other one will be in the y-axis. So that's how we generally represent the data. Let's go to the whiteboard. Let me explain a bit more in that. Have a look at this. So what are the types of graphs? I mean, you just saw that. How do we represent the data? Using the graphs and charts. Okay, so one basic thing, whatever the graph, I think you guys know the basic graphs, basic grids, right? So if we take this one, so what is the basic thing here? So which has the x-axis and which has the y-axis. So x-axis will represent something, I mean, maybe marks you can say, and subjects rather. So x-axis represents the subjects,
Y-axis represent the marks.
marks. So which means we are comparing the data of marks to subjects using the graph. Okay, we can use any type of graphs. We can use the bar graphs, line graphs, the pie charts as well, the scatter graphs if data is too much. Okay, we'll learn that quickly now. Okay, so what is bar graph, guys? What is bar graph? So this is how the bar graph. One is the vertical bar graph and horizontal bar graph. In this, we have two types. One is the horizontal. This one looks like a horizontal bars, right? So this one is a vertical, sorry guys. This one is a vertical bars, okay? And we can represent the bar graph in this manner as well. So that's the horizontal. But most of the times we'll prefer this vertical. Okay, so this one, the comparison between the data representation of rainfall, okay, in the months of January to June in 2014, okay. So using millimeters they represented, you can see that, okay. So easily we can understand, right? So what is the how much rainfall in January 2014? We can see the answer directly. So rather anyone can see the answer directly, right? So that's the bar graph. Okay. Okay, just a moment. So it has the x-axis, y-axis. That's a basic thing. So here in the bar graph which is shown, so x-axis is the number of months or a month names, you can say, and the y-axis represents the rainfall. Okay, the total rainfall. Okay, let me add one more question to this. Okay. So that's it. The bar graph is basically, it has the comparison between the two things, which has x and y axis. Okay. The next one is the line graphs, I think. Let me share that. Yeah, the line graphs. I hope you guys know that line graphs is similar to the bar graphs, but we are going to represent represent the graph or a data using just a lines. You can see that, okay? How the curve is going out. So how the line is based on the data, Okay, so this graph is about uh, the temperature in a week, in a certain week. Okay, yeah, in a certain week. You can see that the temperature of Sunday, Monday, and all the other days, how it gradually increase and decreasing. And from using these things, you will get a questions. Okay, what is the, and which day the maximum temperature is there, or what is the lowest temperature, which day it occurred and all. Okay, so what is the sudden change in temperature? What is, I mean, in which date we, I mean, in between what days the temperature is changed lot, what is the difference, and everything, guys. Okay, and then so we have another thing is the histogram. Okay, I hope you guys know, heard of this. So it's
Yes, sir.
similar to the bar graphs, but we are connecting that lines. You can see that in a bar graph we're not connecting. Let me show you the bar graph quickly. You can see that in a bar graph we must have a difference between the bars. Okay, the same distance between each and every bar. Okay, so those are the basic things we need to maintain. Okay, but if you think of a histogram, you can see that you just need to connect, okay, next to each other. You need to, same thing, but you are not, what do you call it, you are not shading any colors or something. You're just connecting, and you can see that the graph is going, okay, like that. When it comes, so it will go. So this histogram and this comparison of daily earnings to the number of stores. Okay, yeah. So we'll discuss more questions. Okay, I'm just generally, I mean, the basic things I'm saying here. Okay, next one, the pictograms. I think you can see that. So how to represent the large amount of data in a simple way. Okay, here
One pizza is equal to 4 pizzas.
yeah, I mean, so it's not about, so this one is done, or rather assumed by the people. So we can say this, it's not a pizza. You just need to assume that this is one complete circle is nothing but a 4 pizzas. Okay, so you can just assume, if you want, you can assume 10 pizzas. Okay, so it depends on the total number of data, I mean the total data which we have. If data is too much, I mean, if we have a bigger data, then we might need to assume this one complete circle is nothing but 10 pizzas, like that. Okay, so and then this one is 4. I mean, I'm talking about the different names here. You can see that this one is 4, and the second one is just half of it.
2.
So it 2. So it total becomes 8.
6.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 6. So we are representing the large data in a simple manner. Okay. So one way of, we can use the pictograms to do that as well. And you can see the second one, the 4 plus the second circle is a complete 4, and this one becomes a 1. I hope you guys understand that. Okay, so similarly, so we can say that, okay, how much Chris ate here. So that's what. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus, and this one is a 3. So we just need to add. So that will get the total
19.
data as well. Yeah, total data as well, guys. So this is a pictogram. Please try to remember all these things. Okay, the next one. The pie charts. Okay, so this one looks very interesting, and for this we must need to learn the, what do you call it, the frequency table. Okay, the frequency table, a relative frequency you can call it as, which means what is the angle of each portion. You guys understand what I mean to say? What is the
For the car is 90 degrees.
yeah, yeah, so that looks like a right angle triangle. Yeah, so that's very nice. So but we need to learn what do you call it, the degree, so the angles of each one. So the whatever you said is correct, So this is a right angle, so it's a 90 degree. Okay. So for remaining, we don't have an option to find here, but we can use if more data is given. But in this question, I don't think the enough data is given. Okay. And you can see that. So the total is 360. I think you guys know that. The complete data is 360.
Yes, sir.
Or complete circle is 360. Out of that, it is. Yeah, but we can answer the questions as Anna said in the chart. You can see that how many people traveled in a bus, how many people traveled in a car, and all these things can be found if the total is given, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we'll discuss more about the pie charts going forward. Just a moment. So what's the next form of representing? I think the scatter graphs. Okay. So in scatter graphs, for example, we can, I mean, in the previous layer, whatever the things which we discussed and so forth, the types of graphs such as, yeah. Anything to add? Yeah, line of best fit, as Anna said. But what exactly it means? We can compare the two things at a time using the x and y axis. Yes, we compared the two things in the previous graphs as well, but here what will happen? You can see the comparison here. We have taken the same kind of comparison, which is English marks versus the math marks. You can see that, okay? So we can draw a scatter line, and you can see the scale of x-axis and y-axis is again the same, which is 10, 20, 30, and same in the y-axis, which means we are comparing the two same things. Okay, we can compare that. Okay, how many apples you ate compared to the oranges. Okay, so which means you can compare the two similar things. But in the previously, I mean, whatever we discussed so far in the different types of graphs, you can have a look at this. See, there is no what do you call it, interconnection. I mean, hardly, right? Different. So for example, temperature and the weeks. Okay, in a complete week, what is the temperature varies, how the temperature varies rather. So if you look at the bar graph, you can see that in a month of between Jan to June, what is the rainfall, how much rainfall. Okay, so what is the data of the rainfall. But if you think of this one, we can compare the two the known things. Okay. And as Anna said, we can draw a line. I mean, the possible line, the which fits in more places or more data with large data. You can see that like that. Okay. Yeah. So please let me know, guys, if you have any questions in these basic things. Okay. Just a moment. We'll try that pie charts one. I mean, the frequency table and the frequency polygons, guys. Just a second. Yeah, just a second. Okay, so one more thing to be. I mean, I need to add in this scatter graphs. Scatter graphs is the negative acceleration, so positive acceleration, or yeah, we can say that, and no acceleration. So acceleration is nothing but we can say correlation instead of acceleration here. So which means if, what do you call it, if it looks like this, okay, and I will take the different color and I will draw. So can you see the two lines I have drawn here in a scatter graph, for example? So the blue one is increasing, okay, so the line which has a positive correlation, and the red line which I have drawn is a negative one, which is decreasing, guys. Okay, and the zero correlations, which means it's a constant one. It looks like a horizontal straight line. Let's take the different color. Yeah, it looks like this. Then it becomes so which means there is no vary, so it's a constant one. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So how to construct the pie charts? So other things are easier. So if you want, I will explain. Please suggest me. I mean, please ask me if anything needs to be explained better. Yeah. So constructing the pie chart. So how do we construct? The one thing you're going to use a table. I mean, one thing you know, guys. So we are going to use a table for the. I mean, the circle for that. Okay. So let me tell you the question. Let's take the question. Just a moment. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Have a look at this question. And the table, let me draw the table quickly, guys. So here you can see that this pie chart represents the grade and the frequency. Okay, so we can say the grade as A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, maybe E as well. Yeah. And what about the frequency, guys? Let's say a 7, 11, a 6, 4, and 2. Okay, so now how do you create a frequency? I mean, the pie chart in this. You guys have any idea? Please let me know. So first thing, you're going to draw a circle, so which has a 360 degrees. So you are going to find the angle of each one, okay? The angle, the frequency angle of each grade. So how do you do that? Any idea, guys? We need to find the angle. Okay, let me put one more line here. So this is what you need to do. Okay, this is the question. This is the complete question will be given. They will ask you to construct the pie chart. So we need to find the angle because it's a pie chart. It's a circle. Okay, so how do you find the circles of each one? So I hope you guys know the total angle is 360, which is one complete circle. And you need to find the total frequency. What is the total frequency, guys? The total frequency. Just add all the numbers, the given numbers. 7, 11, which 18 plus 6, 28 plus 2. 30. So I hope you guys understand that the total frequency is 30. So if we divide the total angle by the total frequency, we'll get angle. I mean, we'll get angle. Okay. So what is that? 12. So 12 degrees. So 1 is nothing but a 12. So which means you need to multiply each one by this 12. So 12 sevens are how much? Okay, so that's how we need to do. Yeah. So what is 12 sevens are, guys? 84. So the angle of A grade A is 84. And what is the angle of grade B?
Now I understand.
Okay, good. So which is 132, which is what? 12 times 11. Then 12 times 6. What is 12 times 6, guys? 72. Yeah. What is 12 times 4? It looks like 48, isn't it? And finally, 12 times 2. 24. Please add all these things. If you have any questions, we'll get what? We'll get 360.
We'll get 360.
Yeah, because that's a complete circle, guys. Yeah, you can try it if you have any doubt. Okay, that becomes a total 360. So what you need to do, I think you guys know that it is a 90 degree one. So where the 90° comes, okay? So just keep this 90° as a reference, but after, what are you calling, after drawing after completing the chart, you can just erase that 90°, okay? So, and after that, you can see that the angle grade A is 84°, okay? So which means less than what? Less than 90. So how can you draw that? For example, can we draw like this, guys? Let me take the different color. Yeah, so it might be almost 90, but it looks like this. I hope everyone agrees to that. Then 132, it might be more than that. I mean, it looks like this, isn't it? Yeah, and then 48 and 72. So this might be a 72, and this might be 48. Yeah. So that's it. Once you did that, once you complete it, please write the names in each one. So this one is a grade A, and this one is a grade B, and this is a C, and D, and finally E. Okay. We just need to write roughly though. If you want me to little precise, I will change the angle here. Yeah. I think. Yeah, it looks far better now. You can see that. Please let me know, guys, if you have any questions. So one thing, what you understand, so you understand the given data is the total. The total is 30 people. So you just need to divide by the total angle and just construct that pie charts, guys. So this is nothing but a frequency angle, okay, or rather angle. So you just need to add one more column as an angle, and you need to find the angle of each one. Any questions, anybody? Okay. So let's go to the next one. I hope enough of the basics, the graphs and all. Please let me know if anyone wants me to explain one more graph type of question. If not, we'll go to the next one. I mean, probability, rather mean and all. Anybody
Sir, we
interested?
can go to the next one.
Okay, good. Okay, so this was, so far whatever we discussed, kind of maybe a boring you can call, because that's a theory part, isn't it? The graphs and all. Okay, so now the basics. You will start the, what do you call it? The actual statistics. Okay, so the one which we discuss is representing the data. So how and all, in what are the different ways we can represent the data. So that's what we discussed so far. What is mean, guys? Now let's go to the other things. What is mean, guys? Yeah, so mean is nothing but an average. Okay, so there will be a set of data will be given. I hope you guys know that the mean is nothing but the sum of total data. Sum of total data divided by how many, like how much we have, right? So how much data, how many data we have. Okay, that's what. Yeah, divided by total numbers, you can say the total number of data, numbers of data. Okay, so that's the mean. I hope you guys know that. So it's a very straightforward. If some questions are given, for example, so let's say 6 people attended the test for 100 marks, and they got the scores as 60, 80, 90. Maybe we can add one more, 70. What else I left with 50, and one person scored 100. So what is the average of all these scores? Okay, so you just need to add all the numbers. How many are the total are 6 members, 6 students. So you just need to add all these, and you need to divide by 6. I hope everyone knows this, but I just need to explain that. Okay, let's quickly try this, guys. Who wants to try? what is the mean of this data? So seems like we'll get 450 if I'm not wrong. 50, 60. Yeah. So for 450, and you're going to divide by 6. So that might be something around 75%. So the mean is 75. I hope everyone understands, okay? Next one, the median. What is median? So median is nothing but a middle term, okay? Which first thing we need to write the given data in an ascending order or a descending order, and then we need to find the middle term. So that's a very basic thing. But in median we have an extension in median which is Q1, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. So all these things. So I will explain quickly if you're, I mean, let's say if you're able to follow. Okay, so what is median? So that's the middle term, as I said. So let me give a small sample here. 2, 5, 3, 7, 12, 8, 4. Yeah, let's take a 9. Okay, so this is the data. So how do you find the mean of this? The first thing, you guys going to write it in an ascending order. If not, you can write it as descending order as well. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12. I hope I have written all. So and then what you guys do, you're going to pick the middle number. Which one is the middle number?
तात्या चल ना खुर्च्या घेऊन मध्ये चल ना
Okay.
दात चौरायले माझ्या हातात राडा आहे चल ना चल
Please unmute, guys. Yeah. So the middle number. What is a middle number? We don't have a middle number here. You can see that we'll get two numbers. So if we get two numbers, what we need to do? We just need to add those numbers, and I mean find the mean of those numbers. If you want to say, yeah. So just add those numbers and divide by 2. I think you guys know that it is 6. So the median of this is 6. Okay, this is nothing but a median. Any questions, guys? If we have a data like this, only 5 numbers in this, you can see that we'll get the exact middle number here, which is 50. So that is the median. Okay. 12 by 6. Okay. Yeah. That's okay now. Okay. Thank you. So I hope you guys understand now. So which is, if we have two middle numbers, you need to find the mean of those two numbers to find the median. If not, I mean, if we have only one number, you just need to finish that. I mean, conclude that it is a middle number, median. Okay. So the next one. So whisker and whisker plots, you can call it as. Okay. So quartile 1, Q1, Q2, and all these things will get. Okay. So let me write the data in an ascending order to save little time. Yeah, just a moment, guys. 20 and 23. For example, we have a data like this. Okay. So they might ask you to draw in a whisker plot. So I will explain if we get time today. So instead, first thing whisker plot required is finding the quartile. So quartile, we used to call it as 3 quartiles. In a whisker plot, we'll get 3 quartiles. I mean, which is 3 medians. You can directly say that quartile 1, 2, 3. So which means first thing, the basic thing, you're going to find the median of the number. So what is the median of a number? Can you please tell me, anybody? 3, retake away. Yeah, I think we have a quartile. This is a median, which is Q2, guys. Okay, so this is nothing but a median of the total data, the total, I mean, so that is a median. So that is nothing but a Q2, quartile 2. Okay, and from this, we might need to find the Q1 and Q3. What do you mean by that? So you got 12 as an answer as a Q2. So you are going to pick the remaining data, I mean, of the left side of Q2. Okay, from that, you are going to find the median again. From this data, the data which is there, left side of 12, so you're going to find the median of that one again. So what is a median? You can see that it is 8.5. I hope everyone agrees to that, everyone understand that. So this one, 8.5 is nothing but a Q1. And finally, we have more data right side of 12. So you can find the median of this 4 numbers. So which means what? What is 37 by 2? 18.5 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so that's the Q3, guys. 18.5. So this is a quartile 1, quartile 2, and 3. So first you will find the median, and then you will take the numbers or data which is left. I mean, it presents left side that median, and you will find the median again. Okay, one more median, and that is nothing but a Q1, quartile 1, and you will find Q3 as well. Okay, so these things is an extension of median. Okay, so let's see if we get a time later in the webinar. I will explain this whisker plot. But I hope you guys understand how to find the median, guys. Finally, the mode. Anybody has any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So what is mode, guys? It's a very straightforward question and an answer as well. So it's a repeating one, most repeating one. Most repeating number, most repeating value, we can say that. Okay. So if some data will be given, let me quickly write the data. Okay. So in this one, what is a mode? I hope you guys know that. It's a most, I mean, the number which repeats more times. Yeah, exactly. So it's you can answer just three is an answer. So that's it of mode. Finally, what is range, guys? Difference between the first number. I mean, the largest number and the smallest
and
number.
the smallest number.
Okay, so let me write the data quickly here. Yeah. So what is the median? I mean, what is the range
16
of this
minus
number?
4.
Okay, are you sure
12.
4 is?
It's 12.
Are you sure 4 is
Oh,
the
sorry,
smallest
it's
number?
14.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the range of that number, guys. So these are the basic things. So I don't think it's not required to explain more, I think. I hope you guys understand.
Yes, sir.
If yes, we'll go to the next topic, which is the probability, the basics of probability.
So we'll go to the next topic.
Okay, great. So what is probability, guys? What is probability? Anybody? So the probability generally, like what? It compares the values, the first thing. So, or else we can say how many successful events compared to the total. You understand what I mean to say? So the probability is always less than a 1. which is the probability is always 0 to 1, you can call. So 0 is nothing but what? Unlikely, very unlikely, not at all possible. So yeah, very unlikely. 1 is nothing but what? Most likely, or we can say certain, 100% it will happen. Okay, so these are the two things in probability. Okay, so the probability is always ranges between 0 to 1. So 0 in a sense unlikely, it won't happen. Never. It's not, there is no, not even a single % of chance to happen. So that's a 0 and 1. So in between we might have a few. Yeah, exactly. Often, I think you said the complete definitions. That's good one. You can see that. But if you read the second half of that definition, have a look at this. Okay, let me paste that definition here, if possible. Okay, here it is. This is what you said, and have a look at this. Read the second half of a definition. How likely an event occurs, or
To
how
occur, or
likely.
how likely it is that a proportion is true.
It's true, exactly. Okay, sun rises in the east. In a sense, it is a certain one. So that's a universal truth. It will happen. So the probability is 1. So because it happens daily, right? But if you toss a coin, what is the probability, or what is
It
the
is
chance
very
of?
unlikely,
Yeah,
because
what is?
we really don't know if it is going to lie in heads or tails.
Yeah, so which means if it is, I mean, what is the probability, or what is the chance of getting tail or head? Okay, so that might be 1 by 2. Okay, so that I will discuss now. So can you please, anyone tell me what is an example for very unlikely? So we'll get. I I will attend. Yeah, I will attend the class today morning. Today morning at 7 a.m. Okay, is it possible now? Okay, which means it's not possible. So unlikely in a sense. Okay, so I got one more question here, one more example, the good example though. Have a look at the example which Anna said. So that looks very nice. You jump and land on your head. Is it possible? So it's never possible, right? So it's the probability of that question is very unlikely. I hope you guys understand. Okay, so let me put it in this way. Let me separate the probability. So we'll start with 0. Sometimes what? It can be 1. Okay, 1 by 2. We might have a chance 1 by 4. And what is the other one? 3 by 4, right? Yeah, and 1. So I'm just writing in a numbers, in a fractions here, but we can put it in another way as well. So what do you mean by a 0? 0 is an impossible one. Impossible. 1 by 4? What do you mean by 1 by 4? It can be possible, right? But likely.
Yeah.
So this one is unlikely.
Unlikely.
Okay, sorry. This one is unlikely. This one is very unlikely. Impossible. Okay. Unlikely. 1 by 2 is nothing but
This
even chance.
even chance. And
What do you
3
mean by
over
that?
4 is likely.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's
to
more chance of getting.
Yeah, exactly. 1 is 100% certain. Okay, so you will get this 100% no matter what. Okay, those examples. Yeah, yes, Anna. Okay, guys. So let's try some questions. Okay, so let's try some basic questions. So we were talking about a coin, right? So you will toss a coin what is the probability of getting hit?
1/2.
Okay, yeah, good one. So before that, let me tell you the formula, guys. What is the formula for probability? Anybody?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, so it's a very simple. See, the total chances or a total data, you can call it as. Let me think. Okay, so total possible. Sorry, yeah. So which is what is the numerator? Just think. Number of chances. Okay. So the total possibles, once we know the total possibilities, and this one is the number of chances. Okay. So in this question, if you toss a coin, either you will
The
get,
number of chances is 1.
yeah. Why? Because if you toss
Only
a coin,
one head.
yeah, if you toss a coin, either you will get head or tail, which means the
Tails.
total 2, but you will get only one head. So that is one possible. So 1 by 2. For example, the same question,
Okay.
if you toss 2 coins, guys, what will happen? What is the probability of getting head?
2/4.
Still 2 or 4? I mean, you are tossing 2 coins.
Yes.
So one coin, I mean 2 coins. The first coin, head tiles, it falls like a head tile. The second coin, head tile. And we do have a chance. The first one is tail and the second one is head. And the second one is head and the first one is tail. You understand? Okay, let me tell
Yes.
you. Yeah. Okay, just a minute. So you are tossing 2 coins, okay? So there is a chance of getting one coil as a tail, the other coin as also as a tail. So one coil as a tail and the other coin as a head, and one as a head, the other one is a tail, and both are heads. Do you agree? I hope everyone agrees to this. So which means what are the possibilities?
4 possible.
Very good. 4 possibilities. So what is the question? What is the probability of getting head? In out of 4, how many has head? 3, right? At least one head. So the probability of getting head is 3 by 4. Except the first one. Yes. I didn't hear you. Can you please repeat the question, Alpha?
With 2 coins, we get 3/4 the probability of heads.
Yeah, if the question is probability of heads, okay, the same question will extend the question. I mean, I will give you a different sub questions in it. So what I said, head, child, tail head, or tail. Okay, so 2 coins, right? We said. So the probability of getting at least one head. What do you mean by that? At least one head means what? Out of,
Sir, I don't understand. Like, if it is 2 coins, then how is it like head,
okay,
tails, head, and tails? There's like 4 of them, right?
okay. So you have a 2 coins. You're going to toss one. Okay. Instead of taking 2 coins, yeah, it works in 2 coins as well, but I will take the different example too, so that you will understand. Okay. So okay. So you will take one coin. Okay. You are going to toss the coin 2 times. What do you mean by that? Do you understand now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you took one coin, you're going to toss the coin 2 times. The first time you toss, there is a possibility of getting both the times tail, both the times head, one time, first time tail, second time head, the first time head, the second time tail. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So total possibilities are 4. I hope you understand that now.
Yes.
So in this, the question is, what is the probability of getting at least one head? Out of these 4 chances, how many times or what is the chances of getting one head at least? So we have one head in the last one, except the first one, we have one head in the remaining 3. So the probability of getting at least one head is 3 by 4. You understand? That one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the same question, so let me ask you in a different way. What is the probability of getting 2 tails? What's your answer? Anybody?
1/4.
1/4, because in this total possibilities are 4, but you can see that we have just one as a, what do you call it? The
Tails.
tails,
2
both
tails.
as a tails. Yeah, both tails, you can say that. 2 tails or both tails. Similarly, if the question is, what is the probability of getting at most one tail? What do you mean by at most? The maximum, right?
The maximum, yes.
Yeah, the maximum of one tail.
2/4.
Have a look at that. Are you sure? Maximum of one tail.
No. 2/4.
We do have a TT, right?
Yes.
So, what do you think, Anna?
3/4.
Yeah. So no. At most one tail. Okay. At most one tail. So the maximum. One tail or more. What is the meaning of at most? At least means either, actually, have a look at the first question. At least one head. At least one head, in a sense, it has to be one or more than one. You agree?
Yes, sir.
But at most one means what?
It should be
Maximum.
1 or less.
One or less. So that's what you said, I think, right? So that's what you said, 2/4. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll get 1/2. Okay. Still 2/2. But we haven't included HH here, but that's a separate case though. We'll discuss that. Okay. We can go further as well. So dice, I hope you guys know dice, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many possibilities we have? What is the total outcomes?
6.
Yeah, good one. So what is the probability of getting, what is the probability of getting?
If the probability of
Prime numbers. What is the probability of getting prime numbers if we throw a dice?
uh, 3/6.
But make sure we are going to simplify that. Okay, whenever we are writing, we need to simplify that.
Half 1/2.
Yeah, and as I said, you can see that it is always comes in with the probabilities always comes between 0 to 1. So as you guys you might know what is that. You can write the probability as a fraction, simplest fraction. You can write the probability as a decimal point, or else you can write it in a percentage. Okay, the probability of getting prime numbers if you throw a dice, there's a 50% chance. Okay, so what is the probability of getting the odd numbers, even numbers. Okay, so greater than or equals to 4, or sorry, greater than 4. What is the probability of getting
2 over 6
2 over
greater than
6?
4?
But you need to simplify, right? Which
Yes,
is
sir.
1
1
over.
over 3.
So if you want to write in percentage or a fraction, I mean decimal, it won't look good. It's a recurring, right? So let's keep that in as it is. Okay, so we'll extend that. I mean this webinar maybe in a different time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. If
So what's the
today's
chapter's name?
the basics of statistics, class
okay.
9, class 9. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So quickly answer. Try to answer these questions.
The graph shows
Okay.
5.
Yeah, I think you both answer correctly. Yes, very good. Yeah, this one. So I hope that's why I haven't explained much in a graph, bar graphs, or whatever the graphs, because so these type of questions, this looks very straightforward, isn't it? So
Yes, it's easy,
very
sir.
simple. Yeah. Okay, this is the next question. I think the continuation of that. Sorry. Yeah. Anna knows the answer for all. Yeah. Yes, Anna, you're right.
4 cars.
Yeah. Okay, so let's quickly go to the next one. Yeah, this one I think. So
Alan has 6 pizza. One circle is
Chris,
equal to 4 pizzas.
the question is how many pizzas did Chris eat?
Oh, Chris ate
4 4 fours are
19.
16 plus 3, 19. Yeah.
He ate 19.
So what is the name of this representation? If you remember, the pictogram. Okay.
A pictogram.
Yeah, pictogram. Yeah.
Okay.
So this one,
Okay,
I think you will answer, no problem. Please answer this one, guys. Which week saw the biggest increase?
7th week.
7th week.
Oh, wait, sir. 1, 2.
So biggest spike, okay, biggest increase. You can see that it is increased as a 1 here. It is decreased as a 2 here. It decreased as a 3 here. You can see that 1 here, constant here, and 2 here. So which one is the biggest spike then?
3.
Yeah, week
3 to 4.
3 to 4, which means we need to say 4, right? Not 3, right?
Yes, 4th week.
4th week, because at the 3rd week the data is 4, but in a 4th week it suddenly jumped to 7. So which means the biggest spike is week 3. Anna, do you understand that?
Sir.
Yeah. And this one, 10 people travel to the school by car. How many people does the whole chart has represents? Yeah.
Is it 10 minus 100? I mean 100 minus 10?
No. See, one, it is a 90-degree. That's okay. You no need to think of an angle purpose here. Okay. See, this is given, which is 10, right? Yeah. If this is what 1/4, isn't it? 1/4 of a portion. So which means how many portions we might have? Similar to that.
4.
4, right? So that's 1/4 in a sense. We will have 3 more. So 10 times 4 is 40. You understand?
Yes.
Want me to explain again? Okay.
Yes, sir. You explain.
Okay. See, the question is, how many peoples are there in total? But what they given the number of peoples travel by car is 10. Okay, which
Okay.
is 90 degree. That's one thing. So total is how much? 360 degree. So if you know this is 90 degree, what is the remaining? 4. You agree?
30 people took the other whole chart.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's not about the total questions, right? I mean, total people, right? Here they're
Yes.
asking how many people does the whole chart. No, 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 no. Read the question again. How many people does the
40.
whole chart represent? Yes, 40.
40.
Okay, confusing a bit.
Yeah.
I think the last question, guys. Yeah, I think.
How many children in the maths class own 40 or more CDs?
How many children in a math class own 40 or more students, which is either 40 or more than
7.
40? Okay, I hope you're right. Let me have a
Wait,
look.
no, sir, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 30.
30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about Anna? What about you? So more than 40. So 5, 7 here, 5 here. I don't think it's. Oh, you said 13, right?
13, 13. Yes,
1,
sir,
3.
13.
Okay, I
1, 3,
thought
1,
that.
3.
Then it's correct. Very good. Yeah, the last question, guys. Please find the mean, median, mode, range of the question. Mhm.
What? Wait.
I think it's written in a ascending order. Okay, take your time. Okay, I now found the median first. Okay, that's good.
Median is 40.
Mean is 40. You mean to say a total is 40?
Oh,
Okay.
range is 12.
Okay. What is mean? First thing is the mean, right?
Yes, sir.
7, 8. So mean is 9. Okay. If you add all these numbers, we'll get 72, guys. Okay. And then you need to divide by the total numbers. What are the total? You can see that we'll get 9. Oh, 9 or 8. Yeah, 8. So the mean is 9. And I hope
Me
you guys know the median. What is the median?
median is 40.
40. No.
8. Sorry, wait.
So median is nothing but a middle number, guys. So from this, what is a middle number?
9.
9. Yeah, you said correctly. Um, you want me to explain, Aryan? Arfan? Okay. See, we just need to write it in an ascending order. That's what given though. So you are going to find the middle number, guys. So this is a method the students usually use. Cross out the numbers in both the sides, and you will get the two numbers middle number. So we got two numbers in the middle, which is 8 and 10. So which is 18 by 2, which is 9. You understand, Arfan? Okay. So on the range, I think everyone said correctly, which is the bigger number minus the smaller one, which is 9 again. And most repeated one is 12. Yes, and you're right. Good. Yeah. Yep, that's it, guys. See you in the next webinar. Please take care. Bye, guys.